Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show. I'll be breaking down the big and mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please hit that like button. That is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. Now, if you want to get these types of daily trade ideas, which is this one right here, and you can see fast forward of what happened today, and you want to get swing trade ideas like these ones right here that actually paid a lots of money today, definitely check out my link down in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into the business. All right, so welcome back once again. Apple sales surge 16% on staggering iPhone demand. Apple is up slightly after hour, but that's not the main factor that we're gonna talk about today, guys. Big factor is Microsoft, which was down 12% on the day. Fear and greed index, you can see 62, so a lot of greed out there. Nobody wants to sell, and we saw that in the price action today. Nobody was pretty much selling anything today. Stock market map, you can see Microsoft down 10% and Meta up 10%. So that kind of doing that balancing in the stock market and everything. If you look at my 11 sectors here on my screen, communication services led the way. Real estate, energy, financial, industrials, technology took a big hit because of Microsoft, down nearly 2%. But when you go and look at this right here, you can see advancing and declining pretty much 50-50 here. And that's why the market did well today. Dow was slightly up. Nasdaq was down at 1 point over 2%. And this thing came back up 0.72%, only down for the day. S&P flat and Russell going flat on the day, but S&P also took a dip. But look at the recovery here on S&P, just a V shape from the bottom. So stock market actually, not looking too bad. We, get some sort of a rug pull after FOMC, and Microsoft earnings was just a catalyst, and we got that today. But looks like the dip buyers came in and bought up the dip. But I think a lot of you guys want to hear and see what we have next coming up on Microsoft. So let's talk about it, and let me show you guys some things on Microsoft where that could be a big dip for a lot of us that we're getting on Microsoft. All right, so Microsoft is down 10%, and stay till end of the video because I'm going to show you guys something, and I think we're just going to have some fun. Even though I don't like pulling other people's leg, but I think in this case, one time is totally fine, and you guys will find that really funny because people do that all the time, and then they take out the video or they just delete the post, and now all of a sudden they're bare. But we'll talk about it at the end of the video, guys. Let's get started. So, Microsoft, what is this? I mean, this is a massive gap down. They beat on earnings, but it wasn't like by a big margin. So, I get it. It's down. Now, a couple of things I want to point out here. We have this massive gap down here, and I think it's going to come down here at some point. So, Microsoft, we already opened up a position on Microsoft, some shares and some long-term calls on Microsoft, but mostly shares. And I think I'm just gonna add more into my position as this thing lands here at 400 or slightly below that to close this gap, this monthly or weekly gap, whatever you want to call it, right here, right around 396 to let's say 400. And we looked into the gap today, but then again, I actually day traded Microsoft also. Not only I just took longer term calls and just shares because this thing came down quite a bit. And at the end of the day, it was a nice rally back up to the upside. Not like a big rally, but just maybe about $10 up from the bottom. So Microsoft, in my view, I think this is a fantastic opportunity. And who knows, we might not even fill the gap because there is a lot of trading here, a lot of support here, and you can see it's holding up at this point. Monthly, I think even if we go back up, we will see a retest of 450 monthly 20 SMA. That could be coming in next few sessions. It's also getting really oversold. So we did close over 429. So if this thing wants to retrace lower Bollinger Band, we could be going up to 440 early as tomorrow. And then we can talk about upside, maybe go up to this gap, fill some of the gap to the upside, not the entire gap right now. That is the target for Microsoft to the upside. come tomorrow. But if this thing sells off again tomorrow, watch out for the support 429 and the key support 425. And why? Well, when you look at this hourly time frame, you can see uh, we were struggling here at 425 for maybe 4 hours, and then finally we broke out. And what happened after that? Massive green candle on this hourly time frame. On Apple stock, it's up 0.72%, and with earnings, it's not a really a massive beat on earnings, at least from my point of view. And so far, the stock is doing exactly what I was expecting. Nothing burger earnings we got on Apple. So Apple still, I think there is a little bit more downside. And now, since earnings are gone, it's behind. I think if we get a dip, let's say down here at 249 to possibly even lower, just like Microsoft, I would be grabbing shares of Apple and possibly going long here on this one. To the upside, you can see today we got up to that 259 pretty much exactly, and rejection came immediately, came back down to 255, slightly lower, went back up, and now pretty much doing nothing. So 259 breaks, then watch out for 265. 255 is the support for tomorrow. Underneath that, that opens the door for a move down here to the gap just under 250. And if that don't hold, we could be going even lower on Apple. On AMD, it's absolutely flat on the day. And what happened today on AMD, you can see 240 came pretty much exactly, guys. And I was talking about that before in my video, in my last video, that we could see a dip around 235, 240. And if you caught it here, well, you made decent enough money today. And you can see the support held, we went back up, and now it's just slightly under 253.59. So if we can get over that come tomorrow, we could see a push towards that all-time high 267. 240 breaks, then watch out for 235 on AMD. On Meta, it's up just over 10%. In Meta, they hit it out of the park. We filled the gap. We gapped up to fill the gap on top. It's just insane how this market works, guys. So we had a gap down on last earnings, and we were not able to go back up. But then now we got another earnings, and look at what happened. Boom, gap up and fill the gap, right? Gap is fully closed. We came back after filling the gap, so there is resistance here. Or actually, now that we are sitting over 738, that's going to be a support. If this thing can hold over that, we could see a push towards 767. But I think in the short term, we might see a retracement, maybe down to 711, possibly even lower into the gap at some point. So there is no trade on Meta unless we pull back a little bit more and we give some of those gains back. That would be an opportunity. Otherwise, this was pretty much a shorting opportunity. If we did it early morning at the gap fill reversal, I think the stock gave back 20, $25, which was a miss from my end, because how many are you gonna trade? I got so much in my hand, cannot even trade all the stocks at the same time. I wish I had more hands so I can buy more stuff and maybe even sell more stuff, whether it's to the point where I want to short something. And this was a good opportunity, but again, didn't really have time to go into this one. And then Meta came back, went back up. It still would be green even if I caught here at the gap fill reversal, which is at 742 at that point. We went up to 744 right after opening on Meta. And Tesla stock is down 3.45%, and somehow it's up 4% right now. So there must be something came out, some news. So let me know if in the comment section if you guys see some news. But again, Tesla usually dumps after earnings. So even this, after our move, I don't know, it might just get faded later on. There's got to be some news, on Tesla. That's why it's up 5% right now. So Tesla tomorrow, if this thing can actually and look at where we are, just like I said before in my video, lower Bollinger Band, we went under lower band and pretty much closed right there, guys, at the lower band, and now it's sitting at 435. So if we can open over 432 tomorrow, that would be a big gap up. Watch out for a run up to 443 and possibly going higher. But people that are posting 800 price target on Tesla and then 550 and 600, I don't think that's going to come anytime soon. If you listen to the earnings call from Elon yesterday, I mean, of course, it's Elon Musk, so he's not going to say, he's having a hard time. But, people that are listening to these earnings call, they know exactly, because shit ain't selling anymore. And BYD is just killing EV market right now, even coming into Canada and some of the European countries where Tesla are more expensive. more body panel gaps, then more bad quality, and these Chinese automakers are much cheaper with better quality. At least, I mean, that's what I'm seeing right now. On Nvidia stock, it's up 0.5%. So this is amazing. And Nvidia is the only trade that I did not take. Yesterday, I took some puts. I sold, and this thing actually gave back the gains. But today, I didn't do anything because this thing came down to where? Well, look at the 20-day here, 186, pretty much exactly. Went back up and closed green on the day. Nvidia, they also have earnings coming up end of the next month. But I think Nvidia, if this thing can actually get over that 192 mark, we can stay over that. Actually, 193 mark, we can stay over that. We could be going into 196, and then after the raises, back to 200 plus. To the downside, 190 support, 186, 184 for tomorrow's session. On Amazon, stock is down 0.5%. So Amazon also came down to where you can see it right exactly. I mean, these levels are there all the time. I'm sharing with you guys in my video. You can see, I mean, exactly. I mean, this cannot get any better, guys. 236, and it came down here, and from here it went back up to almost over the, almost pretty much sitting right at the support 242. So Amazon looks good. The dip was bought up. As long as we remain over 242, expect more upside, maybe 250. But if this thing comes back tomorrow, there will be support at 238.66 20-day, and then 236 underneath that. We could be retesting this trend line right about 232. On Google stock, it's up 0.71%. So Google stock, actually, the trade I shared with the Patreon group, some of the members today, early on, that right at opening, get 330 puts on Google, and this was fantastic. Look at what happened after opening. This thing dumped under 330, so this was really good. We took profit, and this is the one that I'm not even sharing. We also had plays on GDX and silver today, which we hit out of the park, because we all know those actually precious metal dropped big time today before getting that recovery going on later in the day, and that was also a really good trade on precious metals. Now Google here, you can see we came down off the 20-day, we bounced, and now back over 338. So if this thing can stay over that 338, watch out for 342 and possibly even higher. We do have earnings coming out next week. We get a pullback, 338 breaks, 334.39, and then 328, which we saw today, just went slightly under, but again came back up because previous all-time high, acting as a support. So Netflix, another down day, 1.75%. So the pain is never ending here on Netflix, and looks like we're gonna make some sort of a new low here, and we might be taking out that 81.89, that low from a couple of days ago. So that's going to be a key level to watch on Netflix. If not, I mean, all the way down here, you can see into like 77 to $80 range. We get some sort of a bounce. We need to get over 85.5 on Netflix, and that would look at least better. I would not say bullish, but a little bit better, that we could expect some upside here on the stock. As of right now, this is definitely going down, straight down, and there is no signs of any reversal yet. But trust me when I say this, when the stock gets exhausted, just keeps going down, you're gonna see a massive snapback like we saw many times before on Netflix. I mean, you can see this was a pullback. We had a massive move to the upside, then we had a sharp pullback, another massive move, and then we had another one here, and then back to all-time highs. Now we're seeing the stock going straight down. Imagine if this thing snaps back, you could see a 20, $30 rally here on Netflix, and I think that would be reasonable to expect within next maybe couple of weeks. All right, so end of the video, and I want to talk about a few things. And it's not just that, I'm trying to go after these people, but again, a lot of people that are new into the market, they fall into these types of traps. Now, you guys saw the last video, my thumbnail said that FOMC rug pull is coming. Did that actually came? Absolutely, it did. You got that. Usually it happens right after FOMC, which is today. We had the FOMC yesterday, and what happened? We had a nice pullback in the market, and you guys saw those trades. And these trades are taken in real time, and most of these trades are taken by myself, not really looking at what whales are buying. So here's what you can see: whales are loading millions worth of calls that actually came out and I think it was taken off the headline, taken off after that because right after that, what happened this morning? Well, they were not buying millions worth of calls. Those are fake. The market dropped, and this morning the same dude was posting like entire morning. They're buying puts. So if you're just looking at flows and you're going to look at flows to make trades, so that means one thing: your brain does not work. You have no chart. You don't know anything about anything, and you're just posting things based on whatever data you're getting. Now, if I trust these data, trust me, I have better flows than anybody in the market. Do I trust it all the time? Do I go for it? No. But what I have is more accurate, but I don't share it with people because I like to share my knowledge. I'm not going to go and share what flows are saying. That is just something I keep in my back pocket. It does not mean that I'm going to go and share those and pretty much mimic the same, trades that I'm actually seeing whales are, positioning. So these are actually baits, for retail traders, investors. They go and post these things like, oh, calls are coming in, let's go buy. What happened? Calls are coming in 700, 800 on SPY, and suddenly market dropped 10, $15. Q's absolutely destroyed. Yeah, calls came in after the drop. Nobody is stupid enough to buy at all-time high. These whales are not dumb. People who are posting these things, whales are loading millions worth of calls. These people are dumb and they're trying to take your money. If you go and subscribe for that, junk flow that they're getting, that's all they're doing. Here's another one. You can see Tesla stock early on 570, 600, 800 price target early for 2026. Well, it's almost February here, and we're nowhere near 800. As a matter of fact, we're not even near 500. So these are just crazy, crazy things from some of these people. They don't even know what they're saying. They would post anything out there just for some views. I don't even care. I don't care because I don't survive on YouTube money. And you can see, I don't even post that many videos anymore, guys. I just don't have, I'm not some 19-year-old kid that is posting wells or loading up millions worth of calls. I'm not no kid. I'm not no fashion show guy here, putting out things where that's going to trap a lot of you guys out there. Now, there was a comment on my video after it came out, FOMC rug pull, that, oh, the market going to all-time high. Did market go to all-time high after today's session? No. So you got to understand logic behind things. You cannot just think that, you have the flow or you're, going and following this dude on X or even this dude on YouTube or whatnot. It's just insane. I'm not saying come and follow me. You don't have to do that. But don't listen to this kind of crap and this kind of crap that is saying 800 on Tesla, which is trading at 400. I mean, come on. You think that's going to happen overnight? That would be Elon Musk going over a $1.5 trillion net worth at that point if that's going to take place. I mean, the only thing I would say, like, to these people, what are you smoking? Now, Broadcom, you can see it's actually down on the day, but holding the support that 330. We came slightly under all the way down to that 324. We went lower and then came back up. So 330 holds. Watch out. I mean, this thing, I think it's gonna close that gap right here, right around 307. But as of right now, it's not actually looking really good. Where I would say, oh, this is looking great. Let's just get some Broadcom. You can see, I mean, still from these lows, this stock is up massively. So in my view, I don't think this is a good opportunity unless we give back, some more from Broadcom here, and then this thing comes down a little bit more, maybe into this like 240, 250 range. That would be a better price target to get into Broadcom. But as of right now, I mean, you can catch this, mini bounce to the upside, but keep that in mind. We have a gap below, and so far the stock is not doing well with that gap down here. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section.